Today will be my technical analysis of Wildcat located at Lake Compounce. Wildcat located at Lake Compounce is the roughest and most miserable experience I've ever had on a roller coaster, and this comes from a person who loves wooden coasters and usually has no problem with roughness. For example, something like Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia has never bothered me, and my favorite roller coaster ever is made of wood, being El Toro located at Six Flags Great Adventure. I love the rugged feeling of a wooden coaster, and nowadays it's becoming a rarity to see wooden coasters open up around the globe, as steel roller coasters are the preferred choice among modern coaster manufacturers due to their smoothness, capability, and overall better reputation with the general public. Wooden roller coasters are truly becoming a lost art, but today we'll go into a technical analysis of Wildcat located at Lake Compounce in Bristol, Connecticut. Alright, before we begin, I'd like to ask you guys to like the video if you enjoyed the information and subscribe to the channel if you like more content like this being posted. Alright, let's get right on it. Wildcat opened at Lake Compounce in 1927. This is a wooden roller coaster manufactured by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters, also known as PTC. This roller coaster has a double out and back layout, which basically means the attraction travels from the station and then returns past the station before traveling out to the far end again, and then it will finally return to the station. Other notable examples of this type of layout is the Coney Island Cyclone or Comet located at Six Flags Great Escape. Wildcat was designed by Paul Schmeck, who designed other notable wooden roller coasters such as Phoenix at Knoebels and Comet at Six Flags Great Escape. Park owners Pearson Norton contracted PTC for a new ride to replace the park's aging Green Dragon roller coaster. With the help of Schmeck, they created Wildcat. This sits in the exact same plot of land that the Green Dragon roller coaster used to occupy. This ride features stats of a height of 85 feet or 26 meters, an overall drop height of 78 feet or 24 meters, a length of 2,746 feet or 837 meters, and a top speed of 48 miles per hour or 77 kilometers per hour. And on top of that, the ride's duration was 1 minute and 15 seconds. These stats seem pretty bland for a roller coaster, and I would agree, but you have to take back into account that this ride opened up in 1927, which made it one of the tallest roller coasters in the world, only being slightly edged out by other classics such as the Coney Island Cyclone. Now, let's talk about Wildcat's capacity. Wildcat has a theoretical capacity of 750 riders per hour while running at 2-train operations. Wildcat, however, used to run with different trains. Now it uses Millennium Flyers from Great Coasters International, or GCI for short. However, before the 2021 season, Wildcat had PTC trains. These PTC trains had a theoretical capacity of 907 riders per hour when running 2-train operations. So while Wildcat got sleek new trains, the capacity suffered by 157 riders per hour. The way that Wildcat and other roller coasters can run 2 trains at the same time is through a system of block zones. A block zone is a section of ride that only one train may occupy at a time. At the end of a block zone, there's a method to stop the train in case the block zone ahead is occupied. This is a safety system that prevents roller coaster trains from colliding with each other. Wildcat only runs with 2 different blocks. These 2 blocks are the station block and the block in the main brake run. Now, let's get into the retrack history of Wildcat. Wooden roller coasters need to be retracked on a consistent basis, unlike steel roller coasters, because wood is a very different material than steel. The notion of elastic behavior of wood is extremely complex and varies hugely between different pieces of wood. Wood's strength comes from its fibers that are chaotically arranged. It's all these fibers running against each other that generates the strength. Strengthening treatments for wood tend to be methods of increasing the ability of these fibers to hold on to their neighbors. Once these bonds start to fail, the wood tends to splinter. You rarely get a ductile failure of wood. The first retrack occurred when the entire structure was rebuilt with wood in 1985. The last bunny hills on the finale were retracked in 2004, and Wildcat underwent a massive refurbishment beginning on September 17, 2006, and reopened for the 2007 operating season. During this refurbishment, the brake run was completely removed and rebuilt with new magnetic brakes. Magnetic brakes are silent and provide a smoother riding experience than friction brakes. They gradually increase the braking power so that people on the ride do not experience rapid changes in deacceleration. As well as the new braking system, Wildcat also received air gates in the queue line, as well as individual seatbelts added to each one of its trains. At this point, most people enjoy the classic wooden coaster that is Wildcat at Lake Compounce. Lake Compounce has overall maintained Wildcat quite well. However, in 2017, the ride received a full tracking by Martin and Vlemix. Martin and Vlemix, who were founded in 1984, were the world leaders in design, manufacture, fabrication, and installation of traditional wooden roller coasters. As well as the retrack, the ride has received 2 new Millennium Flyer trains made by Great Coasters International, like we discussed earlier. Now, I seem to be diving into the history and proper care this attraction has received, but the retrack by Martin and Vlemix did really ruin this ride's reputation. I rode this attraction in 2018. It was the most miserable experience I've ever had in a roller coaster. I have a really high tolerance to pain on roller coasters as long as the ride pulls good forces. However, Wildcat seemed to pull no force whatsoever and jackhammered the teeth out of my head. Every valley you would hit would send a violent jolt to you and the whole train. For example, this footage is from 2018. Look how rough it gets in the valleys. Whenever it bottoms out, it just seems to shake and absolutely destroy your head. Now, I said earlier that wooden coasters do get rougher than steel coasters, but this is a whole nother level of roughness.
For almost a century, a legendary creature has roamed the shores of Lake Compounce, beckoning visitors to follow its tracks. Now, the Wildcat is about to leave new tracks. In 2024, its growl is about to become louder than ever as it invites new generations to come on its journey. The era of the Wildcat is about to arrive at Lake Compounce once more.
After Wildcat grew a reputation for being a rough, uncomfortable ride, Lake Compounce decided to close the ride down for the 2023 season. It was announced that it would reopen in 2024, undergoing a full retracking from the Gravity Group. Gravity Group would use their pre-cut wooden track, which allows for a smoother ride experience on any wooden roller coaster. We've seen this being used on the Beast at Kings Island and Grizzly at Kings Dominion. As you can see, the ride does switch from the white track to a more brownish track, and this is switching from the old track to the Gravity Group pre-cut track. Apparently this ride is running a lot better now and is running a lot faster and a lot smoother. So honestly, I would really like to get back on this ride because at the moment it is my least favorite roller coaster of all time. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and overall I had a lot of fun making this video. And tell me if you want more technical analysis videos like that by hitting the like button, and I'll see you next time.